Hello, good people. How's everyone doing? Trust that everyone is doing well. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris, here to just share a little bit of my experience, a little bit of my knowledge, a little bit of my knowledge, whatever little bit I have. Trust that everyone is doing well and having themselves an outstanding weekend as we prepare to close out the weekend, right? Anyway, I don't plan to be before you long on today. Apologize for dropping content so late, but hey, it's been a week to get back to work. Right, I was on vacation, spring break the week before, and I'm usually the one saying I'm good to go when I come back off vacation. Right. Well, can't say that this time. I thought I was good to go, but it's been an exhausting day every single day back off vacation. I normally keep a full schedule. I'm always like building and replenishing my dry powder, right? But in order to do that, you got to keep things going. So I keep a full schedule. But man, this week has been pretty exhausting. And even on today, got home, think we had something to eat. I was sitting on the couch, and next thing you know, it was a couple hours later. Got up. The wife was already doing something. Sat back down on the couch, and it was a couple hours later. And so anyway, here we are now. So might need to get checked out because things don't level off this week. I got to see why I'm so exhausted all the time. Anyway, it's been a good week. It's always a good week. I think it's a state of mind. At least it's a state of mind for me, right? I'm always talking about conversations I have with folks. Some folks say, when you have a little bit of money, it's easy for it to be a good day. Yeah, I can agree with that. I could say that. That makes sense. But I also could say it's a state of mind. Doesn't matter what's going on in life. My mindset is all is well. Now, there's a reason for that. I'm in relationship with the man above, and I know he's in control of everything, and I know when you're his, he's yours. All is well. But hey, it's Sunday. Had to get that in. Sunday inspirational day. So anyway, so yeah, things are always good, but the markets, right? What's going on in the markets? There's a lot of things going on in the market. If you've been watching me, if you've been following me, I say it all the time. It's always a lot of things going on in the market. Whether it's good, whether you like it or not, there's always something going on in the market. And the longer you're in the market, right? They say time in the markets, be trying to time the market. Time in the market, like now, everything been crashing over the last couple of weeks, right? So everybody's looking for the floor. They're looking for the floor. When's a great time to get in? We hear all these videos about, how times such as this. I'm always saying my throat gets dry whenever I'm in here. But times such as this, everybody's saying, I heard someone say this week, everybody's saying millionaires are being made. Well, truth be told, millionaires are made every day in the market, right? Hence why we say time in the markets, the word time, and time in the markets beats trying to time the market, right? Let me share something with you. When the market make millionaires overnight, it's because those two folks. One of my mentors, Mo, Stock Mo. Stock Mo says he wants to be an Ethereum crypto millionaire. And then he said that countless times. And he says he wants to be an XRP a millionaire. And at times he's broken that down to say, I want to be a millionaire in Ethereum alone. And he says how much Ethereum he has in, or how much money he has tied up in Ethereum. And he said the same thing about XRP. Make the point, man. The point is, Mo is already a millionaire, right? It's already been one for a long time because he's been in the market. He's learned the game. He's learned about risk management and how to always put a portion of his finances at work in the market, at risk in the market, right? And so he's already a millionaire. So when he says he wants to be an Ethereum millionaire, he says he wants to be a millionaire uh, in the value of Ethereum alone. So in order to be a millionaire just in Ethereum alone, you have to have a certain amount. So when it pop, you're now a millionaire in that specific asset. Same thing with XRP or whatever. So what I'm saying, the market make millionaires all the time because people have the money in the market that continue putting a portion of their hard-earned money at risk, at work in the market, and it begins to grow, right? So I believe my title for this evening is going to be you lost how much in the market? Or the title's probably going to be I lost how much in the market, right? I lost how much in the market? Well, look here. You're always gonna win some in the market. You're always gonna lose some in the market. One of my folks I love to follow, I guess I can call him a mentor, Wall Street Trapper. Wall Street Trapper, I had the intent to pull it up earlier today. Matter of fact, I did put it up. It's in my search, and I fell asleep. And then I had Larry on, and I fell asleep. And anyway, stay on point. Larry, Wall Street Trapper said, in order to really make money in the market, you have to be okay with losing money in the market. Did he really just say that? I ain't got time to follow this man. I'm about making money, aren't we all? Right? We go to work to make money. We learn skill sets and we go to school to learn these careers and jobs to make money, right? So we all is in the business of making money, but I understand what Wall Street is saying because I've been in this game for a little while and I've been living life for a little while. I see the little bit of gray hair and what have you. I understand in order to make money, I have to put a portion of money at risk, right? When I was doing landscape, right? As my fuel money go up, fuel in the vehicle, fuel into the equipment, as my fuel go up, if I was being smart, then my dollar amount went up, right? If I wanted to be cheaper on fuel, then that means less work, right? If less work, less income, less money, right? Okay, so just giving an example. In the market, right? You're always putting a portion of your money at risk, right? So right now we have great opportunities in the market, right? I'm going to be all over, right? Let me just say that. 7 minutes in, I thought I would be halfway done. I didn't have much to say when I sat down. Okay, here we go. So I'm talking about great opportunity at this time. I've said plenty of times I got in this game outside of my 401k when COVID kicked off. So we talked about March of 2020. And I had a really awesome 12 months in the market, right? I say awesome, and I didn't even put in that much money, but I had a very nice return, right? But it wasn't me, it was the opportunities, what was going on because of COVID, right? And the fact that I had the desire to be in it, right? So since I had a desire and I was putting a portion of my money at work each week and I was making sound decisions, I was doing research on Google, I was doing a little research on YouTube, it helped me make better decisions, right? Had a little bit of life experience and it paid off, right? Okay, and so after the first year, I had such an outstanding year, even though it was a small scale, right? Small scale compared to the money I see that could be made in the market, right? So let's say the first year I put in, if I'm not mistaken, like 4,500, and that was week over week. But I was always been making sound decisions. I was putting money into cheap stock, and as it was making me money, I would sell it, put it into better and better stock. So in 1 year, I put in 40. Let's just say it wasn't that much, but let's say I put in 4,500. At the end of the 12 months, I now had 15K from 4,500. That is very nice return, right? So I was overly enjoyed. So the next year, I hit it much, much, much harder. And we're still making sound decisions. We're still Googling. We're still watching YouTube, but we're still advancing my financial knowledge. Where am I going with this? It was a great time to invest in the market in 2020 and 2021. And then there was a market crash at the end of 2021. I say the market crash started 31 November. Analysts and the professionals say the market crash started 1 January 2022. Tomato. Okay, so the market crashed for the next 2 years. But even though it crashed for like 2 years, it was still hitting new all-time highs throughout 2022, throughout 2023, because there's always something going on in the market. So when I say there's always something going on, there's always something going on. There's always going to be something diving down. There's something going to be shooting up toward the moons or what have you. The difference between shooting toward the moons, you can shoot toward the moon slowly. You can shoot toward the moon in slow motion. You can shoot toward the moon at an astronomical, really great, crazy amount of speed. That's when they say shooting for the moons, right? So there's always something great going on in the market. So in my opinion, from listening to the different analysts, from watching different videos, and for having my own ears to the eyes and ears to the ground, paying attention to what's going on in the market, right? The market has been doing some great things over the past few weeks in the midst of crashing, right? In the midst of crashing, it's had some really nice pop-up, right? So that's where time in the market. Let me say it one more time for those who didn't get it. Time in the market is always going to be your best hedge, your best bet, your best decision, right? So it's been great opportunities because of the crash. Stock and crypto have been at great bargain prices, right? When we go shopping, we like to find the best price possible. When we go shopping for plane tickets, we want to find the best possible price, put ourselves in the best possible position, to make our money go the farthest. The same thing when it comes to getting your hotel or booking your trip or whatever it is you're trying to do in life. When you're trying to buy clothes, when you're trying to buy a car, when you're trying to buy a house, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're trying to find the best possible position you could put yourself in financially. Time in the market is always a great decision, right? So I talked about being comfortable with losing money, right? So I said how the first year put in 45, turned the 45 into 15, right? Next year, let's just throw out a number. Let's just say the next year let's say I put in 32K. And let's say I turn that 32K into 100K in 1 year, right? And again, didn't have 32K to pull out of the sky, was just working, was just doing side work, was just hustling as we do in life, right? As they say, paper chasing. And I was investing a portion of my money and I was learning things and I made some good decisions. So let's just say I turned 32K into 100K. Okay, so in 2 years, put in 45 1 year, 32 the second year, turned 45 and 32 into 115, right? So what I'm saying is there's great opportunity in the markets. I'm saying there are opportunities where anyone could do what I did the first 2 years, now and next year, right? I don't want to wait 2 years. Hey, if you got another way to make your money, go ahead and do it. But the point is there's great opportunities in the market. Now, we talk about being comfortable. I don't even know if comfortable is the word, of being comfortable with losing money. The idea is in order to make big money, in order to win big money, in order to gain big money, you have to be you have to understand it's a risk, right? And it's always up and down, right? So if you want to turn 45 into, let's say 45 into 15, let's just say like the first 3 weeks. I've said this before. I said I had invested 300 the first week, right? 3 weeks later, out of the 300, I lost 120, right? One position went out of business. $60 into one position, $60 into another position, went out of business. So that's 5 positions 2 of them went out of business. 2 out of 5 lost money. Lost 60 out of 305. But the other 3, one turned a $550 profit, the other turned a $550 profit, the other turned $750 profit. If I had to, I don't have a calculator out, but I'm not slow, not damn stupid slow. So what? 550 and 550, 500, 500 is 1,000. Plus the 50 is another 100, so 1,100. And the other position, 750. So 1,100, 750. Let's just round it off. Let's say 1,800. Let's say 1,700, right? 1,800. So 1,800, or you could say 1,850 or 1,900. So in 3 weeks, $300 pot. Lost 120, made 1,800. So my point is, lost 120. I lost some money, made some money. So the idea that when you put a portion of your money to work, you're not going to win 100% of the time, right? If you win better than 50% of the time, then you're still making money, right? But what about the money that I lost? Put 300 at work, I lost 120. That's almost half of the money. That's almost half of the 300, right? So what Wall Street was saying, if you want to make 100,000 in the market, you have to be comfortable with losing at least 10,000. You want to make $1 million, you need to be comfortable with losing at least 100,000. You're not gonna win 100% of the time, right? But you can't get so disappointed over. Let's see, who wants to lose 100,000? I definitely don't want to lose 100,000. But if I had to lose 100,000 to make $1 million, that's don't get caught up in the small thing, people. Keep your eye on the prize, right? So you have to be comfortable with. I mean, losing 100,000 is not going to make anyone happy, but turning 1 million is going to make you happy. So you have to stay in the game. Time in the game, right? I got to find this thing up. We 20 minutes in. I just wanted to prove a point, right? So I don't know everything, folks. I do not know everything. What I do know is the market can make you some insane money if you're willing to put a portion of your money at risk, right? And then the market can really make you insane money if you're willing to do a little research on Google, do a little research on YouTube, advance your financial knowledge, put that investment of knowledge to work in the stock market and in the crypto market, and you could really make some money. You can make money to turn your life around. You can make money to turn you and your spouse or your companion life around. If you stay at it, you'll find you can make money to turn your life around, your kids' life around. You can help your grandkids. You can help your siblings. You can help your parents. You can give back to your community. It's amazing what you can do when you put a portion of your money at risk in the stock market and crypto. And then you need to have a plan when you start making money. You need to continually be challenging yourself to have a plan what you're going to do with your money as you make money, right? My plan would be, or my recommendation would be, you want to accumulate some property, right? Whether rental property, whether you're flipping houses, whether you're leasing it, whether you're putting it on Airbnb, whatsoever the case to be, as the market rewards you, as the stock market rewards you, as the crypto market rewards you, you want to become debt free, right? As you continue to grow your financial wealth, you want to find new ways to continue to put a portion of your gains at risk, right? In property, right? Start up a business, start up a family business, start up multiple business, depending on the size of your family, right? I have a really nice sized family. I have 6 kids, 6 children. I have 7 grandkids as of today, and that list is probably going to grow. I have 4 siblings. I have a large number of nieces and nephews, and those lists are only going to grow. I have cousins upon cousins. I have uncles and I have aunts, and I have friends. I have family friends. I have church friends. I have classmates. And what am I saying? if I want to be helped, then I found, giving someone $100 or a couple $100, that don't really help anyone. Now I give more or less a few dollars and a book. Uh, Got to challenge people to invest their knowledge, their financial knowledge, their knowledge in life. They say you give a person a meal and you feed them for a moment, or you feed them for the day. You teach them the skill set of how to make the meal, and you feed them for a lifetime. Sowing $100 into people is not a bad thing, right? But I find that I only help them for a moment. But when you sow something, I like life changing events now, life changing things. If I'm going to help my children, my desire would be to give them a car, right? And not just give them a piece of car, give them a car that they don't have to worry about for a couple of years, right? If you're gonna give somebody something that's gonna really help them in life. So if you give them a nice car, nice Honda, a nice Toyota, a nice new Ford, right? Then at least they don't have to worry about a car note for at least the next 3 to 5 years, right? Then if you really want to be good, you get them a nice car and you pay the first year of insurance. Now that's just freed up some money that could really help their life out, right? If you really want to help somebody out, you give somebody a house. I have not arrived to the point where I can give away a house, but I wanted to be able to give my kids a house, right? You give somebody a house and a car, they don't have no mortgage or rent. They don't have a car note. They have money that they could put at risk to turn their life around because you super funded their life with a house and a car. Now, not having been able to do that, it's been a goal of mine for a few years now, but I want to be able to get there. And I want to challenge the other folks that have big dreams, big hopes like that. Man, I can't even fathom that. A decade ago, 2 decades ago, I couldn't have fathomed even hoping for that, right? My hope was just to for my wife and I to finagle enough funds to be able to sow a hand-me-down car into the kids. Well, we have 6 kids, and for all of them that drive, we've given them all a car before, and some don't drive, so you haven't had to give them a car. You help out in how you can, right? But we've given everyone a car, and our youngest 2, we've given 2 cars to. Matter of fact, the youngest, he's gotten 3 cars, right? But that's not anything great. It's just what we could do in their time, at the time, right? So you do what you can to help yourself and your spouse, and then push beyond help yourself and your spouse and your kids, and push beyond help your spouse, yourself, your kids, and your grandkids, and your future grandkids. But all of it starts with building your knowledge, building your financial knowledge, building your financial wealth, and turning your life around. And all I'm trying to say is the stock market and the crypto market are 2 vehicles that can help you do that. So I've been in 23 minutes, way longer than I had planned, so I'm cutting it off here. Hopefully I've said something to challenge you, something to spark your interest, something to pique your appetite, to be able to build your financial knowledge, build your financial wealth, turn your life around, turn your family's financial trajectory around. With that being said, you guys take care and be blessed continually, my friend.